Yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the
Sadly Relatable podcast.
We're back, baby!
Yay!
Ooh, girl, we back.
Hey guys, we missed you.
Whenever we take like our 10th episode break, it always feels like we've been away for 10 years.
I know. I feel like we haven't filmed in like 2 days.
But we're back. Oh.
I'm joking. How's life?
Yeah, it's good.
I feel like I'm very low.
I feel a bit low as well.
No, I mean like I'm just depressed.
Oh.
I'm joking.
So
Turn
did
it
I.
up.
That's why I said I feel a bit low.
No.
Dry.
How is life? Oh, hello. Yeah, that's better. How is life, everyone? Oh wait, I just realised you guys can't reply. How's life?
Alhamdulillah, it's alright. Same old. What about yourself?
Great.
Anyway. No,
So I watched this, actually very random, but I watched this thing that said you shouldn't complain about things, and especially like to people.
Yeah.
Because if you complain loads, Allah will give you something to complain about. And the same way that if you're grateful for the things given to you, He'll give you more.
More to be grateful,
so this is for all of us. Let's try to not complain.
And if you are going to complain to Allah.
To God. And if you're not a Muslim, then
stare at the wall. No, I'm joking.
Then a therapist. And therapy is good for everyone.
I think as well, even if you're not Muslim, like there's certain things that come around, just the energy. You know yourself that like if you speak out bad energy or you're always negative, then negative things are going to happen. But if you're positive and you move in a positive manner, positive things are going to reach you, inshallah. But yeah, it's crazy. On the not positive side, I was speaking to someone today and they were talking to me about like their family and how like they don't speak to half of their family and stuff like that. And I was thinking, it's so crazy how common it is that like people have family feuds, if that makes sense, where like we don't talk to our uncle and his family because they do this.
Abe, you know what's so mad that you mentioned this?
What?
I watched one of my, I think, favourite videos that I've ever watched, like Islamic videos.
Yeah.
And it literally spoke about you've probably seen it. It's the Muhammad Hoblos one where he's like forgiving each other.
Muhammad. Stop.
Why did I say that? Why did I say that? Yeah. Muhammad Hoblos one, and it's basically called "Forgiving Each Other is Not an Option That We Have."
Yeah,
have you watched it?
To. Yeah.
That is the
beautiful video. Best
video I have ever watched, to the point, where listen to this. Let me just give some context, guys. It's basically speaking about how even if you're not a Muslim, this can go for everyone, how forgiving each other, there is no circumstance where you should not forgive someone, absolutely no circumstance. And it talks about how, you know, some people are like, no, Allah said it's my right, it's my haqq, that on the day of judgment I get this. And I actually had this debate with someone before, but I've spoken to people that have that mindset, and he literally says in it that if you open those doors and you open the whole eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth, then best believe that God is going to open it on Judgment Day with you as well.
So instead of being merciful for all the sins that you've done, he's going to look and see that you didn't give that person mercy. So let's judge them. Let me judge you as strict as you want me to judge them. Do you know what I mean? And then that's why it'll be failure for you.
Yeah, not just that. One of the craziest things, like the bit that kind of got to me, because I feel like I'm a forgiving person, mashallah, Allahumma barik. Like I feel like it's in my soul, like
nature.
It's in my nature, but it's like embedded in me that I'm not saying straight away, but eventually, even if it takes a month, like I feel like someone could do the maddest thing to me and I'm always like, bro, like realistically we're humans, we all do
I feel
bad
like I'm
things.
the same.
Yeah, you are definitely, but you're quite good at doing it quickly.
I can get over it in a day if it's not like that deep.
That's Allahumma barik. But what I saw was how he was saying that if two people, like for example, taking accountability and apologizing, and you know how in your head there might be someone in your life where you thought, oh like it was years ago we had beef, but you know that was years ago, it's not a thing anymore. He literally says that you could go to Hajj like 100 times until you speak to that person, take accountability and sort out your conflicts, like genuinely speak to each other. Then I think it's every Thursday he said that Allah chooses what sins to forgive you for, and you know, just give you his mercy. And he says that apart from the ones that are between two people that are upset with each other or had like conflict, whether that's friends, brothers, marriages. So basically it's just a sign that we should, in our nature and our religion, we are meant to go out of our way to seek forgiveness for the wrongs that we've done to people. It's so hard. It's so, you know why it's hard? Anyway, you carry on. Sorry, I've been speaking.
I even like kind of practiced this a little bit as well. Like I had a friend that I remember during school. So we were friends in primary school. Then we went to secondary school. And I used to get bullied in secondary school. And then he did sometimes as well. And I noticed there was times where I like would be not join in, but a little in and out of it, joining in, or like being like, oh yeah, he's a bit weird, laughing and stuff like that. Whenever like they were good with me and then on him.
Yeah.
And we're still friends to this day. And I remember when I come out and I was in sixth form, I kind of sat him down and I was like, oh, I just wanted to apologize for like if I was ever bad to you in school. And he was so oblivious to it. He was like, well, no, you weren't bad to me. I was like, yeah.
Anyway, never mind.
But like I feel like it's kind of built in that I have that built in just to think, oh, I know how I felt when people treat me a certain way, I need to apologize.
That's good that you apologize.
But like what's crazy, like the point I was saying is the fact that like there's families that don't speak to each other.
So I had this, right? After my point I was going to make is after I watched that video, I thought in my head, no, there's no one that I don't forgive, but then there's forgiving someone you're within yourself, but then there's actually reaching out to people. Do you get it? So you could there's a lot of people here that be like, no, I forgive everyone, but it's not just saying it and feeling it. If something has happened with someone, you have to go out of your way, take accountability, apologize. You don't have to have them in your life, but you need to do that. You have to.
Yeah, you can't just think, let me just not speak to them, but I don't have no hard feelings.
Yeah, he
like,
said,
that's not how it works.
In the video, you watch it, and then I had like a couple of people that it wasn't like bad, like I loved them in my heart, but just don't speak to them and it ended bad. And it's been about a year, so I genuinely, and even like friends that I haven't really spoken to, I'll reach out just to, I don't know, just to put my pride aside. But the most difficult part of this, AYOUB, is because I've done it in the last couple of months. I've been practicing this and I've been doing it quite heavily. This whole accountability and apologizing things and leaving things on good terms with people. The most difficult part of it, AYOUB, is some people are not going to react.
Where you apologize and you're like, good, you should have apologized by now, and you're like, don't make me take it back.
And you have to affirm it. And some people, they might be like, yeah, I accept your apology, but a lot of the time, even if they don't say it, they're gonna feel like, like,
that's all of a sudden.
I knew I was right.
But the thing is with that, there's one thing that I've learned. A lot of the times, I know obviously in your intention you're meant to like apologize to make things good in the eyes of Allah as well, but like for me, what I learned from forgiveness, and the reason why it's probably so easy for me, I learned so quick that forgiving someone helps you more than it helps them.
100%.
Like
100%.
That's the moment I realized that's when it made life easy for me, because I used to hold it all in and have anxiety. My chest is heavy and I'm annoyed, I'm angry, and like there's so much to carry. As soon as you can literally forgive someone in your heart and just let it go, wallah, it's like a weight is lifted off your shoulders, off your chest. That's what he says, and you just feel good. You're like,
but it's not just saying, I forgive them, because I've done that for a long time. Like I would be like, I forgive them, but I didn't really.
You actually have to make the effort.
You have to genuinely, you have to genuinely make the effort. And some people, I was speaking about it on live, some people were like, how do I do it? I can't. And I've even got a friend that said, I can't do it, I've tried. You have to ask God. Like you genuinely have to ask. You can't just be like, become a forgiving person. Ask God to soften your heart, purify your intentions, and help you become forgiving. So what I was saying is, so I've been doing it actively to people in my life. Not that I'll be honest with you,
she's gonna take it all back.
No, I'll be honest.
Not that they deserve it, or that I should.
No. I'll be honest with you. I don't believe that I was in the wrong completely with all of them.
Yeah, obviously. But you want to apologise for anything that you did wrong in them situations.
If anything, like 50% of the people I spoke to, it was 3 people, 4 people. I genuinely think
like you've got like these hundreds of people.
It was genuinely like 3 or 4 people. No, it was 3 people. Realistically, it was 3 people, but one of those people are like live together. Do you get it? So it was more like that.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Do you get it? So it's 3 people, and I genuinely don't believe that I was like in the wrong. I think I played a part I had a role to play. And I took accountability for those roles, but it wasn't a case of apologizing because you're in the wrong. Like,
but I think that's the beautiful part of it. Is knowing that they might even think that you were 100% in the wrong.
It's stressful,
but you do it for that reason. You know you've done your part.
Yeah.
And I think I'm heavy on that. I think as well what's kind of sad is a lot of like people get mixed up in dramas like that as well. Like I know there's people that like can't talk to like their uncles because their parents don't speak.
That's
so
sad.
Now they're put in a situation where it compromises them and their beliefs and how they want to be because they don't want to upset their parents. Oh, I had a good relationship with them, but my parents don't speak to them. So now when we see each other, we just have to like look down and not say anything. Like that's sad.
That's so sad. I'm not gonna lie. I just realised that I've been trying to make a point for like 10 minutes. So what I was going to say is I watched that video and I reached out to like 2 people that I haven't spoke to in a year, and they genuinely meant a lot to me, and I'd think about them here and there, but it just ended sour. We stopped speaking in like not a nice way. It was very sour, regardless of who was in the wrong. And I remember I just got up after watching that video. I was like, it was quite, not difficult, but it was quite like, okay, you need to just like do it.
Just firm it,
Yeah, like, and even if there's like one bit of pride, bro, get rid of it. Because in your head, the shaitan will literally say to you, well, why haven't they rang you? Like, they haven't you're going to make yourself look like a beg.
The shaitan is the devil, by the way.
The devil, yeah. You're going to make yourself look like a beg, this and that. And I was like, whatever. I rang, and then, because I got a new number, they didn't answer. And I was like, look, God, I tried. I tried. And then I remember like 20 minutes went past, and I was like, that's not trying. Like, realistically, cool, like, you should try.
Yeah.
So then I rang again, and then they answered, and we spoke, and it was just like so nice.
Really?
Yeah, it was so nice. Yeah. So like I say, a lot of the time you will get the reaction that you would like, but just remember that most of the time, guys, because like I said, it's kind of been like 3 people, and most of the time it's going to be them thinking that they're in the right, and well, see, I knew that but that's why you just got to put your trust in Allah and say, God, I've done this for you. I just got to sit back and firm it.
Definitely. I think as well, I'm trying to think of an advice that I would even give someone in a family situation like that, because then sometimes people are pushed, like I said, into like a corner
by their parents,
or like other family members, where they can't even go and be good with these people because of situations like that.
I think that anything to do with our deen that your parents are doing wrong, and I've kind of touched on this before when I said when your parents won't let you marry outside of your ethnicity or whatever, I think anything to do with religion, you genuinely should try and sit your parents down, watch an Islamic video and say to them, look, it's not even just for me. I don't want you to get punished.
Yeah, do it in a respectful way.
Do it in a very respectful way, but as if you're learning and you're teaching them about deen as well.
Do you know what? We'll put the link to Muhammad Hoblos's video there. Maybe there's something they can sit down and watch with them.
It's so beautiful.
Because I know some of you have got family members or people that don't speak, and I feel like it's such a scary situation. Me and my sister had a conversation the other day with the rest of our family. We were talking about like our dad and stuff like that, and our relationship there and how we're not as close. And I was really deep in like, we don't know when we're going to lose someone. Like, do you know what I mean? And I hear a lot of these stories of people that they lost their parents, or they lost their siblings, and they didn't have a chance to tell them how much they care, or they were angry with them before, and then they lost them. Imagine you have a whole side of your family which you once loved, everyone was close, you get annoyed, something happens to them, and you got to live with that guilt in your heart, knowing that you didn't just one day decide to pick up the call like you did and just call them and make sure everything's okay. Like, I really urge everyone to really, really try and bring back them like family bonds. I know that in our religion as well, it's one of the like a major sin to cut family ties and not be able to forgive each other and be in good relations.
No, 100%. And the saddest part is that when that person passes away, now you have lost the chance to be forgiven for those specific sins.
Yeah.
So you know how it says Allah is not going to forgive you on behalf of someone else? Mm-hmm. Now you have to wait till Judgment Day.
Does it work if like they've already forgiven you in their own... I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works actually, but I'm saying like from the overall what we've been told, that is... So it will be like Judgment Day where... But they can forgive you on Judgment Day, don't get it twisted.
Yeah, but still, do you want to take that risk?
But realistically, when family members are freaking like running away from their family members, you think we're not going to take the chance to take your good deeds. Do you know what I mean? But that's what I was going to say. Also, speaking of like family members and stuff, our friend Moon, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard, I'm sure you guys know Diary Room, they're like very, very close friends of mine. Her mum recently,
I was friends with them first.
Her mum recently passed away. May Allah grant her the highest ranks of Jannah. Amen. And we have, like, everyone collectively, all of her friends started a charity to basically build a mosque in Somalia in her mother's name. So basically Sadaqa Jariyah. Inshallah. You know what is crazy, Ayub? There's been so much barakah in this situation, yeah? Imagine We posted it on like at 7:30 on one day, and then exactly 2 days later at 7:30 we hit the target.
Yeah, subhanallah.
£30,000 in 2 days. Allahumma barik.
Allahumma barik. It's beautiful.
And the reason I want to speak about it now, because the target was hit, but the reason I want to mention it now for the Sadly Relatable family is because it's basically £30,000 for a large mosque. But the people that we're in talks with have said that if you can raise another 20,000, you can build a medium-sized mosque. So we're going to aim towards that, inshallah.
Oh, so you can get 2 mosques.
Basically 2 mosques.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
So we're trying to aim towards that. We haven't really been pushing it, but we do want to explain that to people. The link will be in the bio, guys. I really just want everyone to take an opportunity to be part of this. I'm not going to lie. And also, please keep Muna and her mum and her family in your du'as if you can't donate. But the most beautiful thing was that people were donating like £1. Like, you know, when you see the pound.
My heart warms whenever I see that, because I think in their head, instead of just thinking I haven't got the money and not doing anything about it, they know that little pound will help so much. To you, we just think it's this little thing, but coming together with everyone else's, it makes such a difference.
Not just that, the reward is the same as someone who donates £10,000.
Yeah, literally, it's beautiful, man. Honestly, and I think, I don't know, when I see like people come together for stuff like this, it makes me realize how like nice and kind-hearted people are in this world. They care enough to be like,
hope in the world.
They care enough. Yeah, because it's not like you're giving a charity to feed a child that's starving.
Yeah.
They care enough to know, okay, this is someone's mother, and we want her to have the best possible time ever in her experience in the grave and in Judgment Day. So we're going to all put in, obviously it will help us as well, but it's going to help that person.
Yeah.
And I think it's beautiful. And
that is beautiful.
Guys, so basically what we believe Sadaqa Jariyah is you can build something or a charity that allows the person that's already passed away to gain good deeds whilst they're in their grave. So when we believe, obviously, when you die, you can't gain any more. You can gain, can't you, actually, bad deeds if you have certain things out.
I don't know about that.
I don't know exactly. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But it's just a way of you gaining more rewards whilst you're away, because obviously you're not allowed to do the good things, but people can do them in your name, which
so
is
like
beautiful.
If you were to build a water well and there was people that were to drink from it, then you'd be getting good deeds in your grave, if that makes sense. And the same as building a mosque, when people pray there, you'll be getting good deeds. So
there's always like there's so many different ways you can do to set yourself up in this life for when you pass away, and you can still gain good deeds, which I think is beautiful. It kind of shows the mercy of God. He's like, you can do these things and it's going to help you until their judgment, like even if you're not on this planet anymore.
That's crazy.
It's beautiful.
I actually love our religion. Speaking of which,
What, you sound like you're going to get aggressive.
Speaking of which, I love our religion so much to the point that it warms my heart. But what I've been thinking about heavily recently is just how toxic the Muslim community is. Not all of them, but they are very toxic, and it genuinely, when I see it, because it's happened to me recently.
Not the halal police.
Not just the halal police. When I see it, I get more upset for them than I do for myself. Like when someone does something, wallah, in my head, AYOUB, rather than feeling sorry for myself, I get upset that a Muslim can do that to another Muslim and they don't care and they don't fear anything.
Yeah, can I give an example of what you're about to say? Because I noticed it recently. So basically, you lot must all know about like FeudsTube and stuff like that. And he's always been very up and down with his religion and also with his mental health. So he's had different like what's called breakdowns on social media and stuff like that. And he's always now and then shown on social media that he's come back to religion and he's praying and doing these things. And like he recently did it again. After like not leaving, I wouldn't say leaving, but maybe he just doesn't show it as much, or maybe he's not showing it, we don't know. But he recently showed it again before his fight with Dead G, like praying. And in the comments I'm seeing, oh, look at him part-time, oh, he might as well not even do this, or what the hell, look, he's always picking and choosing. And like, these are other Muslims saying it. I think to myself, you know best.
So sad.
That first of all, Allah loves the person that when they do wrong, he comes back to them. They don't just give up. Like that's the whole purpose. None of us are perfect. We're all going to be up and down. But it's so sad to see, like, especially the youth. I feel like they're so judgmental. Sad. I don't know. It is crazy.
It is so
May Allah guide
sad.
them.
I mean, well, that is very sad, by the way. And I get, for example, if I speak about praying on live, I'll have people say, "Well, cover up before you talk about that." So you want me to just never do anything that
until I do. They act like everything's the steps. No, you have to cover up first before you can even pray.
And they say, you know, when people say you can't pick and choose. Like I know you can't pick and choose with our religion, but realistically,
if I'm not doing this, don't do any of it.
Exactly. When you say you can't pick and choose, I don't know. It's kind of controversial because you kind of can. And when I say that, let me explain what I mean, right? I have certain harams that I'm not comfortable with and certain harams that I am comfortable with.
In the sense of like, it's easier for you to commit.
Yeah.
And you're going to work on.
Sorry, I said that wrong. Certain harams that I find more difficult not to do. I don't know why I said I am comfortable with. That came out wrong. And I don't understand why people are like, you have to do it all or nothing. There is no one in this world.
Yeah, it's true.
Even like the Sahaba, there's no one in this world that has not done a one sin.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't understand. But the reason I brought it up is there was a video, and this is so sad. I don't know if you saw it. It's kind of circulating on TikTok. But I basically went live with a couple of people yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and they were like to me saying how because I've been divorced, I'm kind of worth less than a woman that hasn't been divorced. And they were just saying whatever, and they were basically saying that my value has gone down because I've been married and now I'm divorced, which whatever, I don't care. When I speak to people like that, I just think, okay, you must be unwell. I'm not going to even entertain it.
Yeah.
But someone screen recorded it and put it on their page, and it was on the FYP. And the comment section was just like, you'll see a comment that is literally saying, yeah, it's true, she needs to cover up. Oh, this is why her ex left her. You'll click on their page, it will say, don't forget to pray your salah in AYOUB, in their bio.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I feel sorry for people like that. It's very like, but are we contradicting ourselves? Because we're like, okay, your issue is that you're Muslim and you don't cover up, but you still pray and you're trying to be good. Maybe they're good and everything else, but just talking crap.
No. Shall I tell you why? We're not contradicting ourselves at all?
Yeah.
Because it goes back to what we said earlier. All of my sins that I do are between me and God. They don't affect anyone.
Well, it can and it can't, but carry on. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not hurting anyone.
Okay,
I don't need to ask forgiveness from any human being because I don't wear hijab.
Okay, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Whereas that one there it goes back to what we said earlier.
Yeah.
I forgive them from the bottom of my heart. But imagine I didn't.
Yeah.
Or imagine I wasn't that person. Imagine I did say wait till Judgment Day.
Yeah.
That's why it's sad when you're hurting people's feelings over a I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's just
also
weird.
like,
and you know what they did to reverts? I don't think
married.
it's divorcee. I think it's a widow.
A widow. Maybe yes, a widow.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
Also reverts. Do you know how many reverts get pushed away from Islam because of
the community
some
itself.
of the toxic Muslim community?
But that's where we're shown that they're like, the religion itself is perfect. It's the people that aren't. So when you see these things going on that are wrong, and you might be non-Muslim and watching this, and that's when you got to realize you have to study into like what the religion is itself, and not look at the people. Even though we are taught to be in a good example, do you know what I mean? Which is kind of sad as well. So yeah, overall, guys, we just wanted to say like, if you're the type of person that comments, which I don't think any of you are, but comments that type of stuff or like tries to shame people for their sins or whatever.
Sadly Relatable family, don't do that.
Yeah. Just don't do it. If you really want to advise someone, DM them nicely, privately. Don't shame them in front of people, and just don't entertain that stuff. Like, I don't know, it's toxic energy. I don't think it's good for us in general and for people looking in as well. Like, how are we meant to be brothers and sisters in Islam, but we can't even talk to each other properly or
you're meant to make
energy
excuses for people as well. So even if you see someone doing something online, make excuses for them.
We've actually become one of them like holy channels. God is good. God is great.
Hey, right, listen to this, before we move on.
Yeah.
So I read, there was like this book that was going viral on TikTok. It was like kind of an Islamic book, but not the same. Like it was an Islamic book, but it was more like Islamic quotes.
Is it the one where like...
No, don't say it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Don't say it though. Yeah. So it's like an Islamic book. It has a lot of quotes about praying, and it's kind of like if we were to write it's kind of like our podcast. I just realized.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which is funny because like I don't know, I'd have to explain it, but anyway, basically it is kind of like a poetry book where the author mentions Islam a lot, like heavily in the book. So I saw it's going viral on TikTok, and I was like, this seems like such a cool book, and I really love poetry books because my attention span's so bad, so I'd rather just like small pages. So I bought it and I read it, and I read it all in like, I don't know, an hour. And I was really disappointed. Like, I've never in my life read something and been like, why the hell did I just waste this much money, that money on that? And I was kind of like, how is this like, how have you genuinely released this book?
Oh,
and I'll explain why.
It was like good.
No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. It was just very much things that you would say on a day-to-day basis. If you pray Fajr, you are starting your morning right. Genuinely, a whole page. Like, it was very much cliche things that it didn't seem like poetry to me. A lot of it was statements and sentences.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I was with Diary Room and we were reading it and we were like, how has this been published?
He just went on one of them Instagram quote pages and just took a quote and just wrote it down. That's a whole page.
So basically, I was reading it out. When I'd see every page that go past, I'd read it out and I'd say, I'd do blank. I'd be like, da-da-da-da, blank. And I'd tell them to fill out the blanks. And it was so cliche.
They were filling it out.
They were filling it out straight away. And it was so sad to see, because don't get it twisted, that maybe...
The intention is still good. There might be people that don't have that.
No, but the intention was probably good, but there was stuff in it where it was like, I'm going to show you after this, but it was like literally speaking about women in a way where you shouldn't, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
But the thing is, 30%, 20% of the book, there was some nice poetry in there. I liked it. But honestly, about 70, 80% of it was very much just like, what are you saying? And I was so confused about how it had gone viral and how no one else had like spoke about it, and even the girls are confused. To be fair, I haven't really looked at the reviews, but the girls were basically telling me you should make a TikTok about this and you should read each quote and like say what I'm saying now. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's so deep, man. I wouldn't do that.
It just looks like hate again.
It's not just that. That's not nice. Why am I going to hurt that person's feelings?
And again, it's basically what we just spoke about as well. Imagine like going on and then just trying to like
bash them.
Yeah.
I said that to them and they were like, no, it's just kind of like book reviews. I was like, I don't review books. Like, if I reviewed books, then yeah.
Guys, just an instant book review for my first ever one that I don't ever do.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the concept of it, but what I'm going to do is I want to give the author another chance, because like I said, I feel like their intentions are good, so I'm going to purchase another book and try again. And if that one's bad, then I'm going to make a TikTok.
Oh, that's funny.
Have you ever read a book and been completely disappointed?
No, I only really get books that like are motivational, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
recommend some of your favourite books.
My favourite book is The Alchemist. I think that's sick. Like, it's a beautiful story. It's about a shepherd who like travels to find like some treasure, but it's he goes through like Egypt, Morocco and stuff like that. But what's beautiful about it is like the story behind it and how it's like to push for your dreams, and always like the whole thing is amazing, like the way they structured it. Another one is The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. It's simple, just like some rules to like achieve the things you want to achieve. With me, and the way I approach these books and motivational stuff is, I don't see the universe, I see God, if that makes sense. So like believing that God is the one that will give it to you if you ask for it. And for me, I feel like I have a strong mindset on knowing my religion and how that works before getting these books. So be careful what you kind of dive into, and don't get sucked into like the universe and this is going to give it to you.
Yeah.
It all comes from God at the end of the day. This whole podcast episode is a God episode.
We've been speaking about religion a lot, and I think, I don't know,
it's been on my like recently, it's been heavy on me as well. I've been doing like, even normally I listen to podcasts when I'm driving stuff out or music, but recently I've just been watching debates on religions. I've been watching more in-depth information on stuff, so it's been like my world at the moment, like revolving again.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I think it might be a bit sad for the people that aren't Muslims that are watching. They've got to wait 30 minutes to speak about normal things. Because we're not an Islamic channel. Do you get it?
I watch Impulsive, which is Logan Paul, Mike and George. They all sit down and talk, and George is a Christian.
Yeah, but if they were speaking about it for 30 minutes or 40 minutes, would you not?
Maybe, I don't know.
Would you not get a bit like,
I find that stuff interesting, that's probably why. But like, George is a Christian, and he always brings up his Christian views, and they kind of like
debate it out.
Yeah, they kind of give it back and forth, but it's nice to see him go in depth, because there's a lot of, practicing Christians, like a lot of the way they see the world is quite similar to us as well. So I see a lot of his morals and the way he is and how he treats people similar to how I see it. And I'm always like,
interesting.
I'd like to have a conversation with him about that.
I saw something circulating on TikTok, and I'm sure I know you did, because I just basically showed a bit anyway. I've seen that. So there is a guy, I don't know what it is. Is it a podcast? I don't know. It's like open discussion.
Yeah, so they do it outside where they like have a mic and everything, and then random people can just come and sit and then talk to them.
Yeah, so the guy is basically saying how he goes to how is he
He's got balls for starters, because it's such a, like, the fact that he decided to do that is mad.
But it makes sense. Because
wait, let's get into it first.
So the guy basically said that one of his hobbies and what he likes to do is, after like a terrorist attack has happened somewhere, or something crazy has happened in another country, he likes to visit it straight away.
Yeah.
Like catch a flight there, he said, and just do all like the tourist things you would usually do. He said the reason being is everything is like 70% off.
Yeah.
And he also mentioned how because something bad has just happened,
security is even higher.
Security is so high, and like
that is so. I'm not actually. That is so smart.
that is so clever.
That is. It's because realistically, when did they do it? When is there ever a terrorist attack and then they go same spot again tomorrow? Yeah. It doesn't happen.
But how much are you gonna like experience the world by doing that?
Yeah, but it's still crazy. Like think about it. He mentioned something that happened in Istanbul. I don't know the exact reference to what happened. Yeah. But he went straight after, and like everything was cheap because they obviously the tourism went down. A lot of these major cities, they need tourism to like keep going, and yeah, so he went when it's low, so everything's cheaper. They're selling things cheaper because they need the money.
He said that his hotel was like £300 a night, and he got it for like $30 a night or whatever.
That's crazy.
But he's kind of cracked the code in life.
Yeah, but what? And he goes on holiday once every 5 years.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How many
I get
terror
it.
attacks actually happen?
But it's just kind of anything, like even like a disaster, like a tsunami or something like that.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a stabbing down the road. Let's go to the cafe that was outside. There's no one there.
It's gonna be cheaper now. No, but yeah, insane.
He's got like that is balls though. Come on, like I'd be scared.
I would be scared as well.
But it's logic.
It realistically makes sense. But the only thing is, I feel like the experience is other people as well when you go places.
Yeah, you won't go there and it's just a ghost town because everyone's scared.
No one's left their house. So I feel like I get it and I don't get it at the same time.
It kind of reminds me of the idea of like, I've seen a video of this guy getting chased by the police and he's running away from the police. So they pull up and he runs around the corner and someone's filming from their house window and he runs around the corner running with his friend and his friend just carries on running and he just stops, turns around and like full pelt running to stop in and turn around and walk in.
Like a normal
so he acts like a normal civilian because they just got out of a car, so obviously they haven't seen what they're fully wearing. And then the police come running around the corner and he's like, oh yeah, and he points.
Oh my
the
god!
Police carry on running.
You know what? That is so clever. You need to send me that. But you know what? That just reminded me. One of my toxic traits, and I feel like everyone might have this. Is when you see crazy stuff happening on the internet, I always think that I would just be able to do it.
Yeah.
So an example I'll give you is, have you seen the movie where the girls like climb up a massive, what is it? It's like an electricity thing, but it's like so high in the sky and then they get stuck there because their rope falls off or something.
No, I haven't seen it.
It's a movie. It's the one I spoke about in the last episode where I watched it all in 10 parts.
Oh,
you know, the 10-minute
TikTok.
one. Yeah. So, but my brain tells me, and I don't know why, AYOUB, that I would just hold on and slide down.
No.
But it happens with everything. I say, bro, you could just get up or just swim away or just do this or literally anything in the world.
The thing is, that's me as well. Because I'm like, I don't know, because I personally believe, and my friends would say as well, I'm more athletic than the average human, if that makes sense.
I personally believe. And my friends would go as far as to back me up and say that
They would write a reference agreeing with every statement that I've made today, that I am better than most human beings.
You tried to say it in the most humble way as possible.
I'm going to be real. I am. Like, I'm quite fast. I'm strong. Alhamdulillah. Allah has blessed me in that area as well. But like, I'm the type of person that like, I know that if anything was to happen to me, like I'd be able to, I feel like I can get out of it. It doesn't matter what is coming. I feel like if a car's about to hit me, I'll just jump and or like flip over it or something. You know what I mean? Knowing damn well I'll jump, it'll smack my legs and my head will like smack the curb.
So you are, because when I said I'm like that, you said no in this room. No, you're like that as well.
No, I'm saying no for you. You wouldn't be able to. I would.
That's what I mean. We all think that about ourselves.
Yeah, like I really believe that like there's a part of me that can do something like Superman and shit.
Yeah.
Like even like I think if everyone was to come like try attack me, anything, if I saw a wall, I could run up that wall, grab it, jump over the fence easy. But the thing is, I could like partially do it. You can't do that. I'm sorry.
No, I'll give
you can't even jump over like a shoulder length fence.
Shut up. You saw what I done to the girls that day. We'll tell them in a second, but let me tell you what I was about to say. I'll give you an example. Yeah. For example, you know how some people, it's happened a few times, very, very sad situation. They get like trapped in a basement for like 30 years.
Oh,
you mean those sort of things?
Always
my thing is, my toxic trait is I say, bro, I would get out in like a month.
Should we try it one day?
What
we'll do, we'll set up an experiment that at some point next year, I'm going to kidnap you and put you in a basement, but you're going to live,
No,
like, you're not going to die.
I have to kill the person.
Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa, you're going to like an extreme.
Yeah, obviously, the hell?
Mine is like, I've watched so many videos on how to escape certain tie hands and things like that. You're like, I can only escape if they're dead.
Let me give you an example, right?
Go.
And I was thinking about it as I was watching it because I rewatched Girl in the Basement the other day. So the girl in the basement, she got trapped away for around 20-something years. She ended up having children. It was her father that locked her there.
Mm-hmm.
And not to be insensitive on this topic, by the way, but this is just my brain thinking of scenarios of how to get out.
Yeah.
Even if she couldn't get out for the first 10 years, halfway through the movie, it shows when her kids are grown up. I think they're like 10 or something years old. And the way that they get out is they write a code in. Do you get it? So
yeah.
the man, the way he leaves is he writes a code and he changes it every week. I would find a way to, as I thought in my head, even if I can't do it, find a way to get my kids to do it, like have a mirror or like just so...
Where are they going to get a mirror from?
No, they have mirrors in there.
Your system's flawed.
AYOUB, no, listen.
You're like, I'll find a way to get the code. Do you not think any other person in that world would think like that?
No, you don't get what I'm saying. You've got 2 kids there. You're telling me they can't have a little peek at the code?
No, trust me, that's hard. I would do more of like this. Every time he leaves... They're training push-ups, sit-ups. They're going to become strong as fuck.
No, but he's not going to...
I'm going to train them how to fight. So then when he comes in, we're all 3 of us just going to rush him, punch him in the
No,
privates.
but the issue
a bunch
is
of 10-year-olds and me just kicking in his head.
Look, the issue with that is this, right? If you harm him in any way, or you beat him up, or you even if you unalive him, he has the code.
Oh, so the door closes behind.
Yes.
He's not walking in, just leaving it open. Like, you can kill me and escape.
That's the issue.
Okay.
So it's more complex than it seems.
So both our plans have failed already.
Oh, yeah, both our... No, mine could work. But also, I always just I always think of ways like how I'd be able to get out of situations. But realistically, if we were really put in them, probably not. But yeah, my toxic trait.
But the thing is, like, humans are so weak. Like, you could do something. Like, imagine as soon as he opens that door, you just poke him in his eyes. Do you know what I mean? Do you know how much you wouldn't be able to think, or like even a punch in the nose would like you'd be like, oh, what the hell's going on? But granted, if you do that, it's only going to take a minute or so before he like comes back.
Also, no. Think about this. There's 2 doors, and they've both got codes.
He's smart.
So even if you get through the first door...
he locks the first one so that if anything happens in this area, you still have to get out of that one.
And they're code for both of them.
What type of house is this, man?
I don't know.
Normally it's just one basement with a door. Look at the key.
That's what I'm saying. But I feel like there'd be a way. Can you think of anything else?
I'd play dead.
He must have his phone with him. Do you think he has his phone with him? Oh, but you probably don't have connection. Guys, let us know in the comment section what you would do to escape.
The thing is, you can't really know until you're in the situation.
Well,
I need to know like how much space I've got, what equipment's around me. Because if I could hit him hard enough to knock him out, but then imagine if he dies and then you're both locked in, then you just starve to death because no one knows other than him.
Not just that. Even if you hit him hard enough to knock it, nothing happens. He's got the code.
No, but then when you wake up, he's tied up and everything. And if you're both going to survive, to be honest, he'd rather die than go to prison probably. So he'll just let you both starve out.
And the saddest part of that situation is no one knew she was there. So if he died in those 24 years outside, you're dead.
Oh my God.
So that's why God literally saved, like genuinely God was with that woman because...
What if he just had a heart attack one day?
That's what I'm saying.
That's probably happened, Shrin. There's probably been people in basements that the person that's got them in the basement has just died. I'm about to say owner, like they're a cat, stuff like that. They probably have just died of natural causes or got hit by a bus. And you just end up starving to death because you're like, where the hell is he? He hasn't come back in months.
That's so sad.
So would you survive months? Probably not, but still. I always think that as well. I made a TikTok where like, imagine like how many houses you've driven past that have probably got some type of situation like that in there.
I think, that there should be one day a year that the government dedicates to searching
random search, yeah.
No, not random searching every person's house.
No, because then they'd probably do it somewhere else. But if it was a random search throughout the year,
where
they don't even tell people that this is a law now.
Yeah.
They pull up to your house and search. They make up an excuse. You've been suspicious of this, and they just search the house to see if there's anyone trapped. They'd find so many messed up things. I'll be honest. There's a part of me that feels that doesn't happen that much in England, but it probably does.
We think that, AYOUB, but you don't understand. Like, there's like a dark, like the dark web, and like there's you don't see it. I watched a TikTok about it actually, and the woman was saying what stuff she's seen on the dark web and the people's comments underneath certain videos shows you that people are actually insane. Like your neighbor could be crazy. Like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing. Have you watched the...
No, don't tell me anything because I don't know much about the case. I know little, like some basic stuff, but I actually want to watch the series.
I watched it. If anyone else hasn't watched it, what I would just recommend is do all the research on the real case before you watch the series, because when
Does it
you
ruin it for you though?
No, you know about it. It doesn't ruin it at all. When you research the actual case and you watch the documentaries and the interviews, when you're watching Dharma, so the Netflix series, when certain stuff happens, you're like, oh, that's that person, or that's that person. Oh, this is what they were speaking about.
Okay.
And so it's way more interesting. I would say do like 2 hours of research of watching documentaries and stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. A lot of people complained about this one. They were saying it's like really gory. Like some people couldn't watch it.
No, I don't think it was at all.
Maybe you are.
It was a little bit, but it wasn't that much. And I even watched an interview with the actor where he said that he really liked the fact that they didn't show too much of it happening. So it would show like the aftermath of what the victims looked like, but not him doing it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But a lot of the families of the victims came out to say that like the whole series brought back so much trauma.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
I would think that they'd have to get permission.
I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah, you wouldn't watch it as well, but I'd think you'd have to get permission before you do a series like that.
I don't know, maybe because it's public knowledge.
Or at least like pay them or something.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But definitely watch it. It is interesting. And I don't really watch Netflix as well.
I don't get how like people get permission for stuff like that. Like apparently there's a Mike Tyson series that Mike Tyson doesn't even want or like. He's like, no, I don't like. How are you making imagine we're making a documentary or a movie about your life. You don't have a say. Which,
yeah, shouldn't
and we're going to put what we want in it.
Why is that not illegal?
I don't know. Or maybe he accidentally signed the rights to something or like.
I don't know, but I don't get how that's not
Scary
illegal.
times.
But yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah. I think we should do
the shout out of the week.
The shout out of the week.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, yeah. I hate that. Is so cringe. AYOUB. I'm telling you now, if your future wife is watching and she's got the ick,
baby girl.
You're disgusting. Oh, this comment is so cute.
Go on.
18k. I love her. She's like so supportive. You can tell Nishra's gonna be such a good mum.
Oh, that's not a good shout out.
I know, I'm gonna pick another one, but I'm saying the shout out of the week goes to MDZ. And he said, on behalf of the Sadly Relatable Discord, we loved today's episode and had a lovely time watching it together. We are very thankful for the Discord server, even though it ruined our sleep schedules. This was the first episode we watched together and the vibes were immaculate. Thank you for continuing to upload episodes on a podcast and give us constant entertainment wherever you are. Period. Period.
Oh, that's so cute. I love the Discord. They literally...
I love them.
Guys, they go on call and watch the episodes when it comes out.
Special shout out to our Discord family.
Woo! And if you haven't joined the Discord, join it. Me and Nishran, we try to pop in whenever we can. Just say hello, see what you guys are up to. It's nice because it's like a little community. And to be honest, I think themselves, they just enjoy each other's company. It's not even really much to do about us.
I just realised, I think that's our little brother's friend, Hadi. I think. I could be wrong.
Maybe
but
not.
Shout out to you, Semi's friend, Hadi.
Shout out to you either way, because he does actually support a lot of the stuff.
I just realised his DP is you.
I know, his picture of me doing...
but yeah, that was so cute.
Yeah, thank you for the comment.
We appreciate you.
Thank you for supporting us. We love you all. This trend's creeping up on 2 years, you know. December, it's going to be 2 years.
Damn.
We've sat and spoke in front of a camera for 2 years.
What do you speak about for 2 years?
To be honest, it's the same as any... Like, think about it. We have conversations every day. What are we speaking about? We've probably had the same conversation about a certain topic a million times in our life. But sometimes it will change because you'll have a different life experience. Something will change your mind. You'll learn something here. You'll bring it.
When are we going to have guests on?
You know where...
Anyway, so...
Okay, guys. Thank you for tuning into this episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. All that good stuff. Also, I got a YouTube channel, Just Saying, where I upload vlogs.
Your videos have been so good. Guys, by the way, we'll leave the link to the Discord. We're going to leave a few links down below of things we spoke about in this episode, but we'll leave a link to the Discord and to AYOUB's YouTube. Guys, go show some love on his vlogs. They're very short. It's not like something that takes a long time to watch. Yes. But support, share, copy, like, subscribe,
Thanks.
comment.
But yeah, Nishran, where can I find you?
You can find me crying on my pillow. You can find me at It's Nishran on Instagram and TikTok.
You can find me at Kelo Kesha on all social media. Oh my God.
Soldier boy, I feel it. Oh,
Wobby crack it, wobby roll. Wobby crack that soldier boy. That's too bad. Hold that wobby you. Wobby you.
No.
Okay. You can find me at Kalo Cash Out, all social media platforms. Don't forget to follow Sadly Relatable Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. Guys, we love you lot so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for caring about us. Thank you for being here.
I love you guys.
And we will see you next week. Peace.
Inshallah. Bye.